Welcome into Kitchen Talk Pickleball Edition. I'm your host, Caitlin Miller, and this week joining us is Emily Akradi. She's the founder of the Lifetime Foundation and also a big reason why pickleball is in the lifetimes all across the country. Emily, thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, Caitlin. Thank you so much for having me. Hi, everyone.
So I have to hear, tell me a little bit about how pickleball got started at Lifetime.
So I have my kids in tennis. All three of my kids love tennis, and their tennis coach, Mo Alhouni, which he happens to be a pro pickleballer now, he kept trying to get me to do tennis lessons, and I had no interest in starting tennis at this point in my life. So he asked me about pickleball, and I never heard of pickleball. He's like, well, he was kind of describing it, and I really didn't quite understand what he was talking about. So he's pulled up some YouTube videos, and then before you know it, we were taping some of the tennis courts to learn pickleball via YouTube, and he had a little bit more experience. So we were just practicing, and then a couple friends would join in, and before you know it, we're like, okay, this pickleball thing is super fun. And we just got hooked, and so I started doing pickleball lessons with him. We had some, one-off clubs that had a little bit of pickleball here and there on the basketball courts. And so so it wasn't really like anything that big. And we we started playing more and more. And then I kind of got in Brahm's ear. And he's like, go to the head of the tennis. I don't have any interest in this pickleball thing. Go to the head of the tennis. And I kept saying, hey, we should really try pickleball, and there wasn't much interest with these guys. But once I got Brahm to who's the CEO of Lifetime to actually try pickleball, he was pretty hesitant at first because he said it's going to ruin my tennis. I don't want to try pickleball. I don't. It'll screw up my tennis game. But once he tried it, I mean, he was like, okay, there is something here. It's super fun. And I mean, he's really like, anyone can have 100 million ideas, but he's the one that's got the brains and the ability to actually execute an idea. So we were taping off tennis courts, and he quickly was like, okay, this is number one, making the tennis people mad because all this tape is on their, tennis court line.
Yes.
And the basketball people don't like it. So then he took one club, converted, and it was in Minnesota, converted one tennis court to three pickleball courts. Um, Actually, yeah, four pickleball courts for one
Okay.
tennis court, and then it literally just took off. I mean, it was just rocking. And so then he couldn't build enough pickleball courts to keep up with the demand. I mean, just everybody just got so into it. And I do have
Wow.
to say, it did ruin his tennis because I don't think he's played tennis ever since pickleball. Ever since he started playing pickleball, I really don't, I haven't seen him play tennis one time. So there you go.
Wait, that's so funny. I love that. And was that during the pandemic or when did this all happen?
So, I should actually give you a specific date. I mean, it was a couple years ago. I think it was kind of tail end of pandemic when people were wanting to be distant from each other, but still at a point where, hey, we have to be social. We're missing that social interaction.
Yes. Yeah, no, definitely. And to see it from, that point when you're converting some tennis courts into pickleball courts to now, like, I believe you guys have more than 700 courts nationwide for a lifetime. I mean, you
It's
host major
crazy.
events like the PPA. I mean, how crazy is that to see when you're just like, oh, hey, let's go try this sport. And then now it's just like absolutely exploded.
Cannot build them fast enough to keep up with the demand. Yeah, 700 plus courts in, a year and a half is just, yeah, insane.
And
But
I mean,
great.
just
And they're
from
all busy.
yes, which
So,
is amazing. And
yeah.
just from like a fitness point standpoint, it's like you go to a gym, some gyms are more social than others. But what kind of community would you say that like pickleball has really helped create at the lifetimes across the country?
Oh my gosh, the community, the connections people have made. What I really love is that it's such a wide range of age. My little kids play it, they love it. as well as their tennis. But then my mom and her age group, 70 plus. So it's anyone can walk on a pickleball court and start playing a game, whatever your level is. I can't walk on a tennis court and be like, okay, let's play a tennis game here, and have it be
Yes.
any fun. So I think it really like it just you can tap into such a big age group, and then the young people connecting with the older people is pretty cool to see.
Yeah, and I think just like you said, the community, the connections, the stories. Like I mentioned this to you briefly on the phone, but for those listening, like Lifetime has a very special place in my heart. It's I gave up, an 8-year broadcasting career because I found met two founders at the Lifetime in Franklin here that started a pickleball startup, and that was a major career change for me, which I'm so happy about. And it's just those connections are seriously life changing. And it's all because your club, really started to embrace pickleball.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. It's great. It's great to hear that, and just have more and more people active, and doing something healthy, and just having fun with it at the same time is cool to see. A lot, it's who wants to run on a treadmill for an hour, for their cardio. Like when you
I
could be on a
know.
pickleball court and it's like an hour goes by, you don't even notice it, and you're having so much fun, and it's such a good workout.
Yeah, and it's such a good workout, and it's like I played yesterday for 2 hours. I was sweating so much after, you feel so good. And what Lifetime's really good about, I feel like, is just like the programming. Like you guys have leagues, tournaments, like fun social events. Like you really make it fun for the people going to your club.
Well, and that's really like hats off to the coordinators in each of the clubs that they do a good job of owning that club and know their members and know what kind of levels they are and have the different leagues per level. So they do a good job with that.
And just being kind of at the forefront for gyms, like, you see some facilities opening up, some franchises, some country clubs converting, but like really from a fitness center perspective, you guys are, leading the way for pickleball. I know some others are, adding courts as well. But I guess what does that mean to you that you guys really kind of started that movement for fitness centers?
Well, it's super exciting, and I think Lifetime is such a great spot for pickleball because we offer so many other things within the health space. Like people get so addicted to pickleball and they love it, and that ends up being the only thing they end up doing. But really, I mean, you got to do weights. You got to do some other like active, recovery things, and we've got it all. So people are not going to get injured, hopefully, if they're just doing pickleball.
Yeah, which is amazing. And I know you are really adamant about wellness and fitness, especially with children too, and the
Hmm.
whole Lifetime Foundation. Have you seen a lot more kids at Lifetimes really embrace the sport too?
Oh, absolutely. Kids love it. I mean, they it's so great for kids too because it's such good, hand-eye coordination that goes hand in hand with so many other sports. But the all the kids pickleball programs are doing great, and it's great for the tennis players too. It actually, my kids have said that pickleball helps their tennis game. Like my son is he'll be the number one
Awesome.
singles varsity tennis player for his high school as a sophomore this year, but he likes to play
Wow.
pickleball before his tennis matches because it gets his volleys, and the just
Oh
makes him
my
more
gosh.
sharp when he goes to play his tennis. So he'll warm up on the pickleball court for his tennis match.
Wow, wow. I have not heard of someone doing that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Because usually it's sometimes like I go back and forth and it's hard. Once you start doing it consistently, it gets easier. But I remember like I hadn't picked up a tennis racket in years. And then I like went and I was like, oh my gosh, like just the way the ball bounces, the size of the racket versus a paddle. I was just like, whoo, I feel like I am not as athletic as I used to be.
yeah. Well,
But
it's
when
it's
you go
crazy.
back and forth consistently,
It's crazy how different sports go hand in hand. Like he's 16 now, but he played
Yes.
hockey his whole life. And he was always a left-hand hockey player. Then he wanted to start doing, pickleball. His first pickleball PPA tournament in Kansas City, he ended up winning men's singles, and his winning shot, it was the guy lobbed him, and he went, and he plays tennis and pickleball right-handed, so left-handed hockey, then he's, tennis is right-handed. So anyways, the guy lobbed him, went down to his left hand, so he switched paddles from his
Okay.
right to his left hand, dropped down on his knee, got it back. That was his winning shot. He's like, Mom, it's all the years of hockey playing left-handed. I was able to switch hands and then get that shot. So,
Wow.
back. So it's kind of cool to see how the different sports with kids really go hand in hand.
Wow, that is very impressive. Quite the athlete
Yeah.
on your
Yeah,
hands.
totally. Yeah.
And just like out of all the clubs, I'm sure you've played pickleball at a lot of the lifetimes. Which is your favorite, would you say, to play pickleball at?
Well, I love New York. I mean, New York
Yeah.
is one of my favorite places. I don't know if I'd want to live there, but I love going for a few days, and I love the sky. The Sky Building. The club is on the 11th floor, but they have the main floor is Alpha and Pickleball, and I just love it because
Okay.
it's just well. And then there's Penn State, so there's a lot of really like kind of cool vibe places in New York. But I could go on and on with, I mean, Vegas is amazing. When you live in Minnesota, traveling to these other fun places, like, and playing pickleball at the same time is like good energy.
Yes, yes. No, I've been to the Penn one in New York, and that's amazing. Such a cool
Yeah.
facility. And then also the one in Georgia near Atlanta, Peachtree,
Oh,
where
yeah.
they had the PPA Atlanta. That's beautiful. Just with all the tennis and pickleball courts out there.
Totally. And then California, I mean, there's a couple really good, just the view is just insane.
Yes,
So, yeah.
yeah, is it Sacramento one? I think I heard
Yeah.
is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes,
We
yeah,
could just
which
jump
is
around and, do a pickleball tour. It'd be a pretty good
literally do a
vacation.
lifetime pickleball tour.
I
Yes,
like
no, that sounds
it.
like a dream. And I know you said it's hard to keep up with the demand. So, like, what is the goal with Pickleball Lifetime to just kind of keep building at all the different facilities?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I just think, you always do what the members want, right? Members want more pickleball, you try to make more pickleball. Um, but without taking away from, what other members want, like basketball or tennis. So just having that balance so everybody's happy.
Yes, yeah, no, of course. You have to keep the tennis players happy as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And now tell me a little bit about, I mean, you founded the Lifetime Foundation. For those that don't know, I mean, what is the Lifetime Foundation and kind of what do you do to help people with that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a huge, huge passion of mine. We started probably 12, 13 years ago. We decided we wanted to make a difference in kids' school lunches. So we started with one school. We basically came up with a list of unhealthy ingredients that the school had to agree to take out of their school lunches. So if we were to partner with a school and help them, they have to take out those ingredients. And so we started with one school. We probably now today have over 3,000, including New York School District,
Wow.
Miami School District. And we help schools in different ways. So we'll give them grants. We'll either help them go back to cooking on site, building them like kitchen, on site instead of having them order all this garbage food and plastic and this and that. Detroit, we helped them build a garden so the kids actually would help, grow their food that they would use for the school lunches. So really cool. But really, it just ultimately came down to just making the kids' school lunches a lot healthier to help kids learn and focus better. Like when you eliminate those ingredients, we've there's tons of studies that it shows that kids learn better. Their brain is more calm. So that's how we
Yeah.
started the foundation. Then we started adding a movement piece where we're just giving kids an opportunity for sports, that don't, can't afford it. So added that piece, that pillar. So that's two pillars to the foundation. And then now our third one is conservation. And what we're currently doing with the conservation piece right now, we have a grant out to California to help with all the forest fires and rebuilding the trees that were lost. We helped fund. There's a specific tree that's resistant to that Asian beetle that the beetle is kind of destroying a bunch of trees in Colorado. So planting a bunch of those trees that are resistant to that beetle. So that's the third pillar. All super cool, but just each piece of it I have a huge passion for.
Yeah, no, that's so amazing to hear. And just to hear how it's, grown throughout the years that you've been doing that. And I know, like, I saw you have like a wellness blog. I mean, what made you get super into fitness and nutrition? Have you always been that way, or did something, encourage you to change your habits and then kind of help give back to other people?
I think I just have always it's been in my family. We've always had a garden. We always, cook home meals for dinner. My mom, as a little kid, I remember her always grocery shopping at the co-op. Chocolate to me was like those little carob like little chocolate pieces that aren't really chocolate, but it's
Yeah,
like, super bitter. She would never
I
buy
know what you're
pop or
talking about.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, like our, vitamin C tablets was like candy to me. so, so as a little kid, I've always, just it's just been in my blood, and then being involved with sports and dance, and I just, I just have always felt better when I move my body and put healthy things in my body. So I just, I like to help other people with them feeling better with whatever which way it is,
Yeah.
mentally, physically. And so here I am, just trying to influence and help people live
No, which
healthier, happier lives.
it's so amazing, especially I will say like the school lunches. Like I just remember in my cafeteria, you have like those fake chicken fingers and those like rectangular pizzas. Like, I just remember all of the food that was there. And luckily, my mom usually made my lunch. But when I had to eat in the cafeteria, like looking back, you're just like, oh my gosh. And these poor kids, some of them are eating it every single day. And so it's
Seriously.
like, yeah, to start, your whole life that way. And then you're, kind of addicted to those habits, or that's all you know. So to
Mm-hmm.
change that at such a young age, I mean, that's really going to change their lives, which is amazing.
Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. You do the
Yeah.
best you can, right?
Yes, yes. And that's what I'm hoping to. Like, I started doing some things with Pickleball Kids USA and this junior foundation in Tennessee. Like, I feel like pickleball, too, going back to that sport, like, it is so accessible, like you were talking about, for all ages. It's way more affordable than, let's say, tennis or another sport. And so, it's just nice to see, like, as long as these kids have a paddle and a ball, and then there's, all these public parks too that people can
Mm-hmm.
play at, and hopefully in gym classes too. I know some people are really pushing to get it back in gym classes, but I'm hoping like this is another sport that can be like affordable for kids, and they can play and really just learn easily by playing with each other. I think there's a lot of opportunity there with pickleball too.
Absolutely. I would love to see it be a high school sport. That would be super
Yes.
cool. Yeah,
Yes.
so
No,
maybe I'll
I
try to see what I can do in that area.
there you go. There's your fourth pillar.
Yeah, there you go. Pickleball in high schools. Have it be a high school sport.
Which
You
is
can
so
letter in
crazy.
pickleball.
Yes, literally. Cause like I learned, so I got so into pickleball, and my gym teacher from high school was like, I'm glad I taught you. And I was like, I graduated high school back in 2012. And I'm like, what do you mean you taught me pickleball? And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's the sport where we had these wooden paddles and we were playing on our gym floor. And I was like, that was actually a part of my curriculum in high school. And so it's nice to see that like schools are bringing that back. I think some kids are doing, there are like at least clubs in high schools and colleges. It's really blown up too. But I definitely would like to see more of it.
I love that. That's great. I would like to see more of it too. Let's get on it. Let's join forces.
Yes, let's do it. No, we seriously should. That's so funny.
Seriously.
And do you play in any like do you ever play in any lifetime tournaments or do you travel around to PPAs or anything like that?
So I did the traveling around to PPAs for my son to play. I didn't play, but
Yeah.
I said next time now his high school is starting with tennis. So once he's done with that, once the tennis season is done, I might do a PPA tournament. In the club we have a in Minnesota a travel league, so the clubs play the other clubs based on whatever level it
Ah,
is, which is super fun. So it's a
that's
women's
so fun.
travel league, and so we'll play. One week we do drills. The next week it's a match like tournament style where we play one of the clubs, and then we keep rotating around between the different clubs. It's great. It's super fun, super competitive.
Wow.
Yeah, these ladies really get into it and take it serious, so it's great.
That's so fun. So how many clubs are there in Minnesota or how many are in that league? Are there like
So,
roughly would you
as far
say?
as the travel pickleball league, I think we've got about 10 clubs that are
Oh,
participating in that. So, and it's they're fairly close. I mean, no more than 40-minute drive between each
wow.
club. So it's
Yeah.
pretty, doable in the middle of a Wednesday day.
That's so fun. That's like, yeah, like the Lifetime Club Wars or whatever you would call it. That's so
Yeah.
fun that you guys
Yeah.
have that league. And then you can meet other people from other Lifetime clubs too.
Exactly. And it's very like, they're very true to like what your level is. So it's super, competitive games. Tennis does the same thing. I think Lifetime has inter club tennis tournaments. So whatever. So that's good. That's fun.
And I know you said your son's super into it, your husband's into it. Like, do you guys play as a family a lot too?
Oh yeah, but I mean, we're so competitive. We don't play very well together. I mean, it's actually funny. Like, I'm like, my son, I'm like, I'll play against you. I don't know if I'm gonna have you on my team. Same thing. We're all just super competitive, but it's fun. We
Yeah.
do, we do play well for the most part.
That would be fun if one day, like, I always wanted to enter like a tournament with my mom and do like they have like those split age events. That would be fun if you and your son maybe one day would like, just for fun at a charity or event or something. I always thought that would be cute to do because
Yeah,
I feel like it's like the one sport you can actually do like generational, like no other
yes.
sport you can really do that.
Now, my sister, I think we would be much more compatible. We wouldn't, probably kill each other on the on the pickleball court if one of us made a mistake. So that would be fun. Yeah, if it could be any family member, which one would you pick?
I know. That would be a hard one for sure. And I mean, just like I'm sure, if you've lived in Minnesota for a while, you know a lot of people, but how would you say like pickleball and the community at Lifetime has really just like impacted your life and your social life as well?
Oh my gosh, I've met so many cool people that I probably wouldn't have met otherwise. I mean,
Yeah.
usually I am, head down, dialed in, going into the gym, not really
Yes.
making, much eye contact with people, lifting my weights, and then I'm out. So pickleball, like you're really like you're communicating and you're having fun and you're getting to know people. So yeah, I have a lot of fun pickleball friends, guys and
Yeah.
girls.
No,
My
it is.
favorite to play is
Yes.
mixed doubles. I love mixed doubles. That's probably like
I think
favorite.
mixed is so fun. It's like
So fun.
it's a lot faster. It's just like and I just it's so like social. I feel like that is honestly the most popular like form of play. Like I feel like in other sports maybe not so much, but I agree with you. I think mixed doubles is like always my favorite event to do.
Yeah, mine too. It's great. I love it. And I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not like the best. I'm okay. I'm not like the best pickleball player, but I love playing with guys that are way better. You know, and they just
Well,
like
I know
dominate.
and they
I love it.
yes. You just have
It
to
makes me
set them
look
up
good.
and then they end the point.
like Mo, who got me into pickleball, he's by far my favorite person to play with because we just play so well, and it's like he's got such a big reach. I'm like, whatever I miss, he's got, so he makes me look really good.
Exactly. No, it definitely like evens the playing field and it's fun. And like you said, it kind of changes the dynamic of gyms. Like I'm like you, like I put my AirPods in, I go in the gym, head down, just doing my, hour workout or whatever it is, and I'm heading out. And then now it's like I show up to where I play pickleball and everyone's like, "Hey, how are you? Like, let's go play on this court." And it's just it completely changes the dynamic. And now it almost makes it hard for me to just like go to a gym and work out because I'm like, you're missing the social aspect. But I feel like that's so nice that you're able, at Lifetime to really just combine the two. Like you can go work out, then you can go have your social hour at pickleball, like best of both worlds.
Yeah, well, even to take it a step further, a lot of the clubs have, bars and restaurants. So they're having these
Yeah.
pickleball mixer leagues, and then everyone's going to get food and drinks after. So it's just like kind of the party, continues, that's super fun to see too.
Yeah, no, I love it. Well, Emily, thank you so much for joining. It's been so fun. Like, just as someone that's traveled to several lifetimes, plays at Lifetime, I mean, it's so awesome to hear just really how it got started. So, thank you so much for joining us and stay tuned to see who will join us in the kitchen next time.